Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back, Infamous Dre in the building. Hey, yo, and today I have a good one for y'all, dog. This is a Joe Rogan crazy prison story, and I just have to react to it. I was 17 minutes. Sorry about that. I was 17 minutes into it, and I have never been more intrigued in my life to hear about this. So, like, let's just get straight to it.
So you were wrongfully committed of murder. You spent 22 years on death row before you were exonerated by DNA evidence.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Harris, and I was, as Joe said, convicted and sentenced to die for a rape and murder I did commit at the age of 21 in 1981. A woman named Mrs. Craig was murdered in Delaware. I have never met the woman. I was in prison on unrelated charges, and I stupidly made up a story to try and get out of those charges. The police soon realized that I was a liar, and they fabricated the charges around me then. So it's ironic that in a few days you're going to Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, and that's where the murder happened, really, basically. And Linda May Craig was leaving her job at 4:05 p.m. on December 15, 1981. She's going home. She gets abducted. I don't know any of this, but I tried in desperation to get out of a lie that this officer put on me. I got pulled over in a stolen car. The cop beats me up. He puts charges on me. I'm facing life imprisonment, and I'm a junkie. Because all of my life I was destroyed by what happened to me at the age of 7. I had my head beaten by a man with a rock in his hand after he sexually assaulted me. And I did all the stupid things that people can do in the aftermath. I kept it a secret. And I let it foster all the anger in me. I became very aggressive as a child, and I ended up in trouble all the time. And when I was in prison on these unrelated charges to the murder, I stupidly fell into that mindset of desperation of trying to get out of it. So the police put a prisoner in the cell next to me. He said I confessed to him. I was given a 3-day trial. I was sentenced to death and put on death row. And then, stupidly, I escaped from prison in 1985 and ended up on the FBI's most wanted list.
How'd you get out?
I was being transported to court. The sheriffs were being pulled at first. They were in Philly. They were two nice guys.
My bad.
68, 67. And we drove 5 hours from one of the hardest prisons in America called Huntington. And I left there after spending 2 years of my first 2 years in silence. So if you opened your mouth, they would come in and beat your head in. So I was so glad to get in the car because my mom was waiting in my lawyer's office because they were going to give me a review of my trial because they withheld so much evidence. So I was eager to go to court. And it was the coldest day of 1985, February 15th. We stopped at a gas station in Exton, Pennsylvania. And as I got out of the car, the officer driving pulled past the cubicles. Now we all got out of the car and ran over to the cubicle together, and I went in and started peeing. And the officer's holding the door for me, and my eyeglasses start fogging up. You know what I mean? Because you go from the freezing cold to the warm to the cold, your eyeglasses. So all I know is I turn around and I come out, and he has the door like that. And I put my head down, go under his arm, and I turn left and go back to the car. The dude smoking a cigarette doesn't know that his partner went in the cubicle with a pistol. And as I'm running back to the dude, he pulls his pistol out and point blank shoots at me, Joe, like, pow. And as it went past my face, I was like, oh shit, I hit the ground. I ran, and he followed me with the gun. I could feel it like I was waiting for him to blast me, you know?
Why did he shoot you?
Because he thought I overpowered his partner.
Oh.
Yeah, that's amazing. The fact that he didn't die through that shit, yo. That's a lucky ass man right there. Most of the time, that shit would have got him, yo. Dang.
Doesn't know. His testimony at trial was, I turned around, Nick's running at me, my partner gone. I pulled my gun and he runs, and I wasn't gonna let a death row prisoner run, so I tried to stop him, I shot. So I run around the corner, I hit the ground, I ripped all the skin off my hands. I run around the corner and I fly towards this restaurant, and there's all these people innocently eating dinner. And I'm running right towards the plate glass window because he ain't gonna blast me, you know? And I ran like, I knew he couldn't shoot, and then I shot around the corner. I ran down to a gas station, I tried to steal a car, that didn't work. Then I ran like 400 yards, and I hid behind the car I just escaped from. And I was laying in the weeds behind the gas station about 50 yards from him while they were screaming, who was the bigger idiot for letting this happen? And I was thinking, oh my God, like, what am I doing? What do I do, Joe? Like, how do I just jump up and say, wait a minute, it was a mistake? You know, he already tried to shoot me in the face. Right. So I go hide behind the police station, next 4 hours, oh my God, I'm being chased by a helicopter. And he chases me, and he pins me, and he chases me. And I was so fit that I ran for 4 hours through the woods without caring what the branches did to my face or nothing, man. I blew out both quads.
I'm not trying to take away from the story or anything like that, but like, that kind of doesn't seem that believable. I mean, if it is, that's impressive and all, but I don't know if I can really take that as full fact. That might be a little twist in the story that he might have just made up. Just saying. Not to take anything away from the story, though.
My hamstrings, my feet open. I ran so hard in terror that I didn't care, man. And I got away. And I made it all the way to Florida, and I was going to leave the country and all this. And I said, I got to go back.
How'd you get to Florida?
I stole a dude's wallet, and I got on an airplane, and I went down to Florida, and I tried to rob a drug dealer. And I tried to just, I was sitting there so angry, I was going to kill myself. I was on, I'll never forget this day. I didn't want my folks to see me in prison handcuffs no more, you know? So I was going to buy a raft, and I was going to go out in the ocean, and I was going to have one last party with all the food.
Wait, hold up. He was on a chase down, and somewhere or another, he managed to get on an airplane and... What? Hold up now. This kind of starting to get a little sus. But still tame enough.
So I loved. Then I was going to stab the raft, wait for the sharks after I cut my wrist, you know? And I was going to cap myself and go. And I said, no, I'm going back. So I turned myself back in. They put me on death row in Florida. And I went back and I faced it, you know? So they beat me for 4 minutes, man. They broke my face, broke my back, crushed me, man, tortured me. And I thought, I'm going to get you back. You know, for all the days you made me go in a cage and beat some other prisoner while you stood there with a club laughing at me. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to make sure I start being a loving person again. So I'm sitting there in 1985, 1986 with 105 years plus a death penalty. And I decided, fuck this, I'm gonna be a nice guy. So I started to learn. Okay, I suffer from aphasia. I had my head beaten in the rock. So what is aphasia? Aphasia can be identified simply in people who have stuttering disorder. Their brain and their vernacular abilities, or their mouth is functioning too fast. There's a combination of it that is firing. And aphasia can be through trauma.
Sorry about that. I'll reply there later if you're watching.
I never had the respect to listen to people because I couldn't function. I couldn't articulate. I couldn't speak. When I was at trial, people spoke words that I didn't understand. and it frustrated me. And when I tried to speak and I stuttered, people would be like, duh, 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 come on, retard, what do you got to say? So, after that beating, where they beat me for 4 minutes and they broke my face, I began practicing speaking to myself. Every day, I learned new words, and I taught myself how to correctly articulate that word into a sentence beautifully for my own self, in myself, every day. And then became very, very good at writing. I began helping other prisoners. I became the most dangerous prisoner that they held because I cared about other men. I wrote to their mothers. I wrote letters to their lawyers. I gave up opportunities for people to write books about me so I could help another innocent man. I did all those things because that's how I got back at them for what they did to me. So, in 1988, I'm sitting in my cell, and I read about DNA. And I knew right then I could prove my innocence. So I was the first man in America in February of 1988 to ask for DNA testing to prove my innocence. And they threw away all the autopsy material. And when I discovered new evidence, they destroyed that. And this woman who came to meet me and started visiting me fell in love with me, and she believed in me. So she stood by me and told me that she would be with me, either to the gallows walk or to the moment I proved my innocence. And for 9 years, she stood by me, you know.
Shit, 9 years? God
Some
damn.
evidence that was testable in 1995.
What was the evidence?
It was sperm from a rape. And it was being sent out here to California to Dr. Edward Blake. And it broke open in transport and spilled. So Jackie left me. Had nothing left. Then they put me in a special unit and started torturing me. I keep this part quiet. I never told the story. It would ruin what happened in Fear of 13. It's now out on Netflix. But they finally closed down the old prison I was in for 12 years, where the average rate of survival was only 5. And I was one of the hardest dudes there, and I made it. They closed the prison down, and they opened up Greene County Supermax. And the courts ordered that every prisoner in Pennsylvania be allowed out of their cell for 8 hours. The administration looked at each other and said, fuck that, not the crazy cannibals, not the serial killers, not the dudes that have been assaulting and raping each other. So they picked 48 of us out, and they put us in Pittsburgh in a special penitentiary setting, in which we were in a sealed unit. And they put all these guards in there that weren't allowed to touch other prisoners because they're so violent, and told them that we're giving you the craziest of the crazy. You know Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs was a real man, right? His name was Gary Heidnick. He abducted black women in Philadelphia, put them in a pit under his house, and fed one of them to the other survivors because he was building a master race. He was my neighbor, man. Like, so they started torturing us and doing all this psychological crazy shit to us where they were feeding us to each other like wolves. So
Jeez.
until this year, when, once again, misfortune fell in my life and I released Monsters and Men, a new book that I was going to give you today. I gotta tell that story, you know? But it's been so hard to come back from these moments, Joe. It's just like, I look at what they did to me and how I went to that moment where the DNA is gone, Jackie leaves me. And so I find out I'm dying from hepatitis C that they did when they infected me of it when they broke my teeth, when they beat me. So I asked to be executed. I said, I studied all the world's religions. I read over 9,000 books. I did everything in piety my mother asked me to do while I was in prison. I don't want to die like Dale Carter did, with the guards coming to his cell and taunting him, you know, teasing him, and listening to a man scream in agony because the bile in his belly is killing him. So I wrote to the courts and I asked to be executed. I said, fuck it, man. I want to die as a man I love who can respect himself. The court intervened and ordered the DNA testing that was going to be done on the evidence is spilled. July 2003, the DNA test come back and he proved me innocent.
How did the evidence spilled, and they just captured it once it spilled?
It was in a box with all this evidence, and Dr. Edward Blake, who did the O.J. Simpson trial DNA, said that there would be challenges to it if he did the DNA in 1999, 1998. In 2003, they had advanced mitochondrial DNA separation so well that he felt confident in his results. So the federal court got involved and said, look, I don't want to have this man executed. I want the DNA done. So they did that, and it was amazing that on the day that I called the lawyers, they revealed the truth to me. I called his lawyer, and I'm like, what's up? He goes, Nick, we got DNA from 3 separate sources that prove you're innocent. And I said, that's amazing, Mike. I'm really grateful. He goes, you know, we used to tell people you're crazy, that we never believed in you. I'm really sorry for that. Man, really? You want to take away my joy now, man? So I was really downcast that the day. I called my mother. My brother Mikey was having a seizure at her feet because he was an alcoholic after he fell off the roof, and he died shortly after. So it just went fucking crazy from there. They take me off death row, and they put me in a psychological cell, and they tell me they can't trust me, that no human being who has had done to them
Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. I just need to do something quick.
Store up, and we let you out. You're gonna get us. So we're gonna leave you until the day they let you out. We're gonna leave you in this cell because we don't trust you not to kill us for what we did.
What did they do?
They used to have a thing called Gladiator Day. So the lieutenant would be off on a Sunday, and the guards who started to come from the Philadelphia area were black. They didn't like the guards up in the hillbillies beating on black prisoners. So a weird thing happened where this lieutenant came up with an idea. Well, look, let's let the prisoners get this frustration out of you guys. You pick out the biggest guy, you pick out this guy. So one day I'm sitting there minding my own business, and they open up my cell, and there's 4 of them with clubs. You're up. So I got to go in the cage, and I got to go and hurt somebody while they stand outside. And if you don't fight, they're going to come in, and they're going to beat you worse than you can beat a man or get beat by one man.
So they did all this for their entertainment. Were they ever punished for this?
Not until after the riot, when one of them testified against the other murder and stuff. I watched 11 people commit suicide. I've been stabbed, strangled, beaten senseless. The guards used to taunt me because I was accused of a psychological murder of going out and stalking this poor woman because she looked like my girlfriend. They said so I was never treated like a prisoner. I was treated with deference. The worst word I know in the English dictionary. The way I was treated was so harsh that it was cruel beyond cruel. And yet, all I wanted to do was have enough within me to learn to beautifully speak so that on the day that they executed me, I could tell them how much I cared about myself. More important to me than anything else. Somehow, when you suffer, like I have suffered, your head cracks open. You have a type of sensitivity to life. So that when you touch me, you never forget the 14 years, no one was allowed to touch you. You know what? Fuck this, I ain't crying anymore.
It's all right, man. There's nothing wrong with crying.
No, I just thought about it. You know what, Joe? I do because I feel bad for the
You should
no,
feel
because I
bad
look in
for
your arms and your eyes and I see the hurt that I'm causing you for doing this.
No, don't worry about that, man.
All right, well, this is what I know.
All I'm doing is trying to imagine what your life has been like. Don't you worry about me at all.
I'm harder than life, harder than love. Secretly, I'm a saint. Never hurt no one. I try my best to be polite every day. And I've had misfortune at every turn. And I'm very sorry that I sit in this chair today after... I'm gonna win, Joe. And,
A word.
Almost 3 years ago. See, I had a woman in my life before that who used me and left me here in Los Angeles. I ended up homeless on the streets here. I was actually living up in this area on the streets because my good friend Noah lives around here. Him and Jason took good care of me in my bad times, I call it. So I go back to England. I meet this woman, fall in love. We have a baby, and she's born on your birthday. And I start to believe in hope again. I go do a podcast in England with my good friend Brian from True Geordie, and I start to spread my message again. And I want to get all these young kids to believe in themselves. Then one day I put the baby down for a nap, and I get Laura to lay in my arms because she's sick. And we get up 20 minutes later, and the baby's dead. And I'm coming down the steps with the baby, and we get, all fucked up again. And then people are so cruel that in the village they started, maybe the baby was killed by the guy on death row and all this shit. A stalker ex-wife Karen, who
That's
just
fucked up.
contacts the police and tells them that I put out a tweet that night. And it only happened because my good friend Anthony summoned down, he was in the green room, told me the day before my daughter died about a good close friend of his. They lost a baby that day. And so when our baby died, I put out a tweet just saying, appreciate the people in your life because they're so precious. And the police came to our house and humiliated me and wanted to know how I could tweet about something because my clock was 9 hours off because I was living on the streets of Los Angeles and my time was still in LA time because Anthony and I are developing a major motion picture about my life. And I told the police, are you crazy? Like, why would I? So I can't even get a break on the death of my daughter. Like, that was the moment that the director of the film Fear of 13 decided to rip me off for my rights to the film.
He decided to rip you off how?
He owed me £50,000 from doing the film Fear of 13.
He decided to rip you off because he thought you killed your baby?
No, he decided to rip me off then, not paying me my money when I asked him. I needed money to bury my daughter. So I end up in a shouting match with Arthur DeMoulis, the billionaire from Boston. I promised to get on his plane and come kick his ass over the money we're arguing over because it was crazy. I ended up...
I'm still confused.
Okay.
So what? So your child dies, is it?
My child dies and everything goes badly.
That syndrome?
Yeah, SIDS. And everybody that I counted on to have my back, including director David Sington, who promised to pay me for my participation in the film, all then tell me, well, no, I'm not paying you. I'm like, how can you do this when I need this money to bury my baby?
Why did you say he wasn't paying you?
Because he said he didn't owe it to me and all this. I said, well, are you crazy? You have a written contract. So it's the same thing. You know how the entertainment business is. Once they get what they get out of you, that's it.
So he just said he wasn't going to pay you no matter what the contract said?
Right. So Arthur DeMoulis invested in the film.
I don't know about that.
I call him. I said, Arthur, David's not paying me my money. Can you help me? Because he owned most of the film by that point. So Arthur gets all annoyed at me. I said, look, man, my daughter just died. I blew up at him. I told him, send me your private jet. I'll come to Boston. We can have a fist fight. You love to fight. All that shit. I lose control. And then Arthur, out of his great, married a baby. But I went through all this terrible shit. So I said, now I'm going back to America. So I leave England. I come over here. I got 2 daughters with Laura. We're over here now in Oregon. And Anthony, my God, I meet this amazing man only because of Muhammad Ali dying. And now he's going to help me make a major motion picture about my life. So I get away from all that trauma of losing the baby and being humiliated by people thinking I would do some shit to a little girl. I go back and I rebuild everything. And then I try to go to Canada and they won't let me in. That's crazy. So I can't go do my job there. I lose
They
all
won't
that.
let you in because you were on death row for 22 years?
Yeah.
Even though you're innocent?
Not only that, I just came from speaking before the United Nations, sitting next to the president and current former presidents of Switzerland, and I have a security clearance from that. I worked in a high-profile job in England, going around speaking over to governments, but Canada holds it against me because I escaped from death row. So I can't enter the country of Canada. Robin Sharma tried to have me come up there and speak for him with his conference, and I had to humiliatingly do it from my home via Skype. It's like I'll never stop being punished for what happened, you know what I mean? But I don't care about that. What really bothered me was that all those things started to befall me, and I started losing hope again. So I go, and I even tried recently just to have a normal job and give up everything. I'm a beautiful speaker in schools, and I go around and try and help people with their education, right? So I was trying to do that the last year with a friend of mine named Wayne Sharp from New Zealand. He has a company called MyVerse, and he wants to help children find the correct path. Education's so important. We can't get that going. I decide I'm going to give up everything and just go get a normal job. But that doesn't work. So I'm sitting there, and it's Jamie's birthday. I'm angry. Like, what the fuck? How could it fall apart again? So then you contact me after I tweeted, and it all starts again. I'm back to believing that it doesn't matter how I got in this chair, or it doesn't matter that the man preceding me has everything and I have nothing. I still believe in that it's called you this time. And I told you in that message I sent you, I said, fucking hell, Joe, you're going to change my life doing this, man. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to be nice to me. You are. And for that, man, I'm willing to keep going.
I can't, I mean, I don't think anybody can imagine what it's like to spend 22 years on death row for something you didn't do. I want you to go back to that arrested and tell us, because you kind of, there's some tissue right beside you.
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead, brother.
It's just, the night, you were, how old were you? You were 20?
21. I turned 21 before he sentenced me to death. I'm 20 years old. I'm a Philly kid. And I'm high on meth. The music's blasting, driving through Chester, Pennsylvania.
In a stolen car.
Yeah, man. Everything in my life is just chaos. I'm fighting with my 2 brothers all the time, and no one has respect for me. I was ugly. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just came from the bar. I go through a stop sign, and the next thing I know, I saw the lights. I pull over, and the beating in my head's out of control. I'm sitting there, gripped with fear. I took a beating in Philly on December 4th of that same year, in which they ripped all my teeth up with a blackjack. So I was really scared, you know. I was like, don't move, don't run, don't do nothing stupid.
You took a beating from cops earlier.
Yeah, you know, Philly cops put me in my place because I ran my mouth. So there I am sitting there, and the next thing I know, bam, on the window, bam. He rips open the door, and a track from Bad Company was playing really loud. And I can't hear it or make focus of what he's saying, you know. And then next thing I know, boom, right up out of the car, and he's got me on the car, and his name's Benny Wright, and he's 6'4", and he's got me pressed against the top of the car, and he's holding me down, and I can't breathe, so I start resisting. I popped his arm off, and the adrenaline goes, boom, here comes the beast out of me, because at 6'2", and that age, I was crazy tough, man. I was like off the charts. And so I pushed him back, I remember that, and he couldn't believe it. He pulled out his stick and raised it up, and I just snatched it out of his hand and chucked it away. I was looking at him like I was like that zombie guy. And he went furious, man. He pulled out the pistol, and I seen it coming, and I grabbed his hand, and I pushed down, and I had my arms outstretched, and the gun went boom, down into the ground like that. I looked at him, and he put the gun up there, and he said, oh, fuck you, and he puts me in the car. I'm sitting in the back seat, I'm freaking out, you know. He gets in the car, and he's like jumping back and forth in the front seat, and he waits, and he looks at me in the mirror, and he grabs the mic, and he's going like, shots fired, officer says shots fired. He looks at me one last time, he goes, help, help, help. Like, it's still going on. And like, I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? Dude tells him when they get there, the backup officers get there, he's like, he tried to kill me, he's got my gun, and I got it back from him. I'm like, no, this is going south. They jack me up, take me out of the car, beat me down, take me to jail. Now I'm charged with attempted murder and kidnapping of a police officer. I'm 20 years old, and I meet Skip DiMatteo, public defender, who then tells me I'm facing life imprisonment, and that's it. And they're gonna put me in a security wing because my bail's gonna be so high. I looked at him, I said, what do you mean, man? I was just driving home, I'm in a stolen car. Like, he said, no, man, you ain't never going home. So I broke down. And I went through detox with no help, you know? So 3 days I'm in a cell with nothing but this newspaper. And it's the headline on the newspaper, Mrs. Craig's murder, and it starts taunting me. Somehow in my head I came up with this crazy mantra. If I knew something about something that big, I bet they'd let me go about this lie. I didn't try to kill nobody. I was sitting on my bed, and the guard was walking by, and he goes, what's wrong with you? And I started telling him what was going through my head, the whole story. And that was it, Joe. Oh my God, he ran down the block, he went to the sergeant's office, they got me to the warden. The warden's now been told.
So when you say you're telling him what's going on in your head, so
I
in your
repeated
head,
it.
you had a plan
to tell him a story.
to tell him a lie.
And when that officer responded, because he heard the story, I didn't have any idea what the impact of my words were. I was so stupid.
Well, you're also going through detox.
Yeah, and so they take me to the warden's office, and he starts praising me. They take me out of solitary confinement.
Praising you how?
Tell me I'm doing a great job.
What did you tell him?
I told him that a man that I knew in the area had told me he had done the crime, and that if they let me out, I would tell them all about it. And he told me I was helping the community. They were taking me out of solitary confinement and all that. They told me that they spoke to Officer Wright, and he was going to retract his charges and only charge me with resisting arrest, and they were going to drop the rest of the charges, and everything was going to be good. And then 3 days later, they came back and said, dude, you lied. And the only reason you lied is because you want to tell us that you did this. They put me in a room and start doing all this
So
shit.
how'd they find out that you lied?
The dude that I made the story up was no longer a drug addict, and he had an alibi.
So you just tried to pin the story on some other drug addict?
The dude that robbed me, yeah, he rolled me up in a rug and tried to kill me.
That's still screwed up, dog.
Anybody, you know? But a 20-year-old doesn't have any concept of complex stuff like this. Dude, they came right back to me, and they had me in the Delaware County District Attorney's office, and this Detective Martin told me in no certain terms I was going to tell him why I killed that woman. I wasn't leaving that room. So for 13 hours, they tortured me, man. Started bringing up my childhood and all that shit. I told them, man, I just wanted to blow up the whole world. Like, and they said, oh, that's good. So this is what my confession consists of. I never killed anyone. I never meant to kill anyone. That's good. That's good. You never meant to kill her. What are you talking about? So I went to trial, and I was given a 3-day trial for the murder of Mrs. Craig after the jury found me not guilty of all my original charges. So I was really frustrated that the jury heard the testimony of Officer Wright. He would later be fired from the force, being caught up in the drug gang in Chester. He was dirty, but they didn't know it at the time. But the jury found me not guilty. That prosecutor went mental when that happened, and he decided to seek the death penalty. So a month after I was found not guilty of all my original charges that I made the stupid story up by, they gave me a 3-day murder trial that in essence was a joke. And what they did was they preyed upon the poor jury and showed them pictures of the victim and stuff like that. And they had an inmate who burglarized the prosecutor's home and was facing 20 years coming to court and said I confessed to him. That was it.
So the inmate said you confessed to him?
Charles. I'm sitting there, and they dropped a bomb on me. I know it's coming. The jury was so crass that they went out to the Wagon Wheel restaurant and put their dessert order on hold while they found me guilty, and then during the sentencing phase, they had their dessert. I was 20 years old, man. I'm like, this isn't real, man. Like, I never killed or raped this woman. How can this happen, you know? And then the only mistake I truly think I made was that I told the judge to go to hell when he sentenced me to death because he couldn't look me in the face.
Why do you think that's a mistake?
Because he decided to send me to Huntington Prison, the hardest prison in America at the
What was
time.
he going to do before that?
I don't know, but he made sure I went to the place that they broke you. See, Huntington was designed as the prison if you raped another inmate, they sent you there. It was the first SHU program in America. It was the first real
What is SHU program?
special housing unit or security housing unit, or level 5 supermax, you know, like Pelican Bay. And your punishment was that you weren't allowed to speak in your cell. And if you got caught speaking in your cell, they came in with a nurse, and after they beat you down, she jabbed you in the ass with Thorazine, and they knocked you out for a week, and you lost your mind. So it was horrible. Like I told you, the first 2 years of my sentence, every day I kept my mouth shut. I didn't care what was done around me. You weren't allowed to say a goddamn word, and they meant it. Man.
You're not allowed to talk to the inmates?
Nothing. I dare you to sing happy birthday to yourself like I did. Paid for that one. They fucked me up, Joe, but I don't care about that. Look, I realized I was in a race. I had to kill off the person that I was. The person that I initially was, upon entering prison, was a deceitful, lying coward, with no fortitude because no self-respect resided within me. And in utter humbleness, I took everything that they did to me, and I paid for every window I broke, everything I stole, every lie I told. And then I started to love myself. I figured, I ain't getting nothing out of this but misery, so I'm going out like a dude. I'm gonna stand up, and I'm gonna speak beautifully on the day they execute me. I'm gonna walk to that walk, man. I'm gonna do this. I didn't kill that woman, but I damn sure ain't no coward. I'm gonna find out everything I can about life, and then I'm gonna face my death. I'm gonna do it with joie de vivre, man. Like, I had this beautiful, beautiful speech ready for him, too. I was gonna lay it out and just be at peace because I realized there was nothing else to do. I couldn't fight, I couldn't argue, it didn't matter because God's in control of my life. I really believed that I had a choice. Either be a bitter pill and get sucked dry by all the misery about me, or get my shit right and start loving myself. So I taught myself how to speak and overcome this aphasia that affected me my whole life. And I found out that I was giving myself neuroplasticity healing, and I became very graceful and calm in prison. I was so serene and so powerful.
How'd you find out you were giving yourself neuroplasticity healing?
I found that out from Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is the foremost authority on speaking about neuroplasticity healing, and when he found about what I speak about, he said I am the living embodiment of his teachings. That through grace and dignity and kindness, I develop my own charisma that carries me with confidence. And that is the description of what he teaches professionals, billionaires, everyone.
To explain neuroplasticity for people.
Neuroplasticity is a reward system within your brain wherein your interactions, especially with other human beings, heals you. So people who suffer from PTSD, people who have had trauma in their lives, can actually heal themselves by being meticulously polite. And I began all of this when I was released. My mother sat me down and she said, Nicky, listen to me. For you to get out of prison and not be a nice man is a waste of everyone's time. Every prayer, every time someone called me the mother of a monster, every time a woman spit in my face, everything that I went through is a waste of time for you not to be a nice man. So I want you to promise me one thing. Every day, I want you to go out and say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and thank you. Because I want you to show respect for who you are in that way. They hurt this family badly. It's the only thing I asked. I didn't know she handed me the tool to healing. Because neuroplasticity is the self-contrived act of rewarding yourself for being a nice person. And my gift over the last 14 years is that I made myself so amazingly pliable and gifted at helping others find the good within them. That's the reason I'm truly here today. The thing that I've been able to accomplish through my writing and through my efforts is to show people that you take things personally in life, you'd be then a fool. Because what you've done is you've taken all the hurts and you've made them the justified reason why you have to be an asshole to somebody. Whereas you keep forgetting that you've been given a break over and over just to be here, man. Dude, I've been shot, stabbed, strangled, run over by a car, hung myself in prison, 2 drug overdoses, and I had a cannibal trying to murder me for 2 solid years. I know that I could fall at any moment from my hand. But God bless me, I believe so much in my purpose in life that I won't kill myself. I won't give up, and it's only because I've been tested that I know that it has to be for a reason.
Damn, I guess that was that. Hey. Shit. Oh. Oh. Well, I guess that was that. Hope y'all enjoyed. Go like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Easy.